It's time for another Dice Tower review with Zee Garcia.
Hey folks, today I'm going to be taking a look at Arboretum, a little card game put out by Z-Man Games, in which you are trying to build your Arboretum, the most gorgeous Arboretum possible, with nice, beautiful foliage and paths, and then score those paths. The game plays 2 through 4. It's one of those colors and numbers kind of card games. Cards have a color and a number, whether the color is a thing or not. In this case, trees. But really, that's what it is. Very straightforward with a couple of tricks. Let me show you. The objective of the game is to have the most points, and you get points by constructing a beautiful arboretum and then earning, really, the right to score the paths through your arboretum. And so to set up the game, we are going to give each player one discard, face up in front of them, and everybody gets a hand of 7 cards. And as you can see, these are really well illustrated, beautiful looking tree cards that are just really, these are stunning cards. And so on your turn, very simply, you're going to draw 2 cards, and you can draw from the top of any discard, or you can draw from here. So I'm going to draw this card here, and I'm going to draw one from here. Then I'm going to play one into my Arboretum, which is the area in front of me, and I'll be sort of building a tableau, a grid of cards. And then I have to discard one, so I would take one card, and I would discard it here to my discard covering the old discard. Then it would be the next player's turn, and they could draw this card or that one, or from here they take 2, they play one in front of them, and then they discard themselves back down to 7 cards. So, these cards in front of me, each round I'm going to be drawing, I'm going to be playing, and I'm basically building something like this a little bit. Let's say I do this, I do that. Obviously, I would have some more cards here. And so I'm playing out a grid of cards in front of me. We're going to keep doing this, each player having their own grid, not a combined grid, until at the end of the game, which is when this deck runs out. And then at that point, we will compare. Let me do a couple more things here. Okay. We're going to compare at the end of the game who gets the right to score each path in their Arboretum. To score the game, we're going to take a look at this pad, which comes included with the game, and it tells you you can put your players' names up here, and then it has a list of all the trees down the side there. And for each one, you'll be able to write down the score. So, how does this work? Very simple. You're going to check each tree type. So, we're going to start right here at the top. There we go. And we are going to take a look. Those are right here. And so each player, the first thing you do is you check the total of those cards that you have left in your hand. And don't forget, you're supposed to have 7 cards. So I say, okay, my total is 2 in that suit, in that color. And this player, if they have more than that, they say 3. Even if they don't have that tree type, they don't get to score it. So I have to not only have the trees in here, and I'll talk about how you score in just a second, but you actually have to earn the right to score them by having the highest total in your hand. So let's say I did have the highest total in my hand. How do you score a path? Very simple. You have to start on that card type, you have to end on that card type, and you have to walk through cards that increase in number. So I could start here on this 1, 2, 5, 6. I started and ended on that tree type. I would score as many points as the length of my path. 1, 2, 3, 4. If there's a 1 included, I get an extra 1 point. So my total actually would be 5. And if there had been an 8 included, then I would get plus 2 points. There's also, if your path is made up of 4 cards at least, and they are all of the same tree type. So let me, let's do this. Let's say I would have scored those as well, and I'm going from the 2, 4, 5, 6. You can turn around, you can do anything you want to. This path is at least 4 long, and all the trees are the same. Then I double the score. So I would get, for that, I would get 8 points, not 4 points. Alright? And so that's basically it. You do that for every tree type. You go down the list here, and you say, okay, dogwood, jacaranda, lilac, magnolia, maple, blah, blah, blah. You do them all. Even if someone has the highest amount, but they don't have a path, they don't get anything, but no one else does either. And then you total up your score. High score is the winner. There's one more little caveat that you need to be aware of and be careful of in the game. If you're holding the 8 in something, so let's say I have the 8 lilac here in my hand. If anybody has the 1 lilac in their hands, it cancels my 8. And so let's say I'm holding just the 8, and someone else is holding the 1 and the 2. Well, my 8 gets canceled by their 1, so they win with 2 points in lilac, and they would get the right to score their path. That's pretty much the game. Build up your Arboretum here. Hold on to cards just as much as you play them. Be careful what you get rid of. Be careful what you make available in your discard pile. Score the most points, and you win Arboretum. So there you have it, Arboretum. This is a stunning looking game, as I said in the review there. And for that, big thumbs up. I love the production of this line of games that Z-Man has been putting out lately. They have this, the ink is gold, it's that metallic ink, and the games are just beautiful. The cards are stunning. Artwork's really great. For that, flying colors. The gameplay itself, I was expecting to be wowed by the game, or at the very least be pleasantly, surprised by the game. But I found it to be a bit mundane, actually. I felt the game was a little scripted. Playing it, I played with 3 first, and I thought, that wasn't as interesting as I was hoping. And then I played with 4. And that didn't really do it either. So I thought, okay, it's one of those games that wants to be played with 2. Haha. And then I played with 2. And I've played with, several times with each number of players because I was looking for something I was missing. And it's just not missing for me. It's just that it's not there for me, And sadly, that means that I find the game just so-so. This is not a game I say I dislike. I don't hate the game by any means, but I also don't find it very memorable, and it does feel a little bit scripted to me. What you take from someone's discard pile, what you play into your Arboretum, feels a little straightforward. I was hoping for this to come across like a Lost Cities with spatial element, and it just doesn't have that tension, So, if you want a very simple card game that might play itself a little bit and doesn't really have that tension of something like a Lost Cities, those classic games, then I say, yeah, check it out. I mean, the game looks gorgeous. It's going to look great on your shelf. You will be able to talk people into playing this game with you. For me, it's mostly a pass. I'm not hating on the game, by any means, but it just didn't work for me. So hopefully it'll work for you, and if it sounds like it would, check it out. Arboretum.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.